It's time to create, it's time to create, it's time to experiment and make something great. Show your own colors in your own way. It's time to create, it's time to create.
Today we're going to make homemade Play-Doh. This is a no-cook Play-Doh recipe that I'm going to show you. It's super fast and easy, and the kids can help you make it. All you need are a mixing bowl, some flour, salt, vegetable oil, cream of tartar, food coloring if you want to color your Play-Doh, dye your Play-Doh. These are optional, but you can add essential oils, and you can add glitter if you like, just to embellish the Play-Doh, but those are optional. Plus some boiling water, hot water. I'm boiling some on the stove right now. That's obviously a step for the adult. To get started, we're going to measure out 2 cups of the flour. Okay, we have 2 cups flour. We're going to add 1 cup of salt, and this is just cheap table salt. There we go, 1 cup of salt. 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar. Cream of tartar can be a bit expensive, and so I usually stock up when it's on sale, but it does extend the shelf life of the Play-Doh. It makes it last longer. And whisk that together, or mix that together, and then sort of make a little well in the center, a little hole in the center. And you'll add your vegetable oil. And it's 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then if you would like to dye your Play-Doh, you can go ahead and add some food coloring now as well. And I'll put some red in mine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to mix in 2 cups of boiling water. And this is a step for the adult, to add the boiling water and then do the initial mixing. You have to mix fairly quickly. Once the initial mix is done, then a child can take over in mixing and kneading the Play-Doh, but the initial pour and mix should be done by an adult. All right, I have my 2 cups of boiling hot water here. I'm pouring it into the Play-Doh mix, and then I'm going to quickly stir and whisk. I like to use a whisk at the beginning, but it gets problematic as it firms up in clumps. So this mixture is still pretty hot, but you want to work as quickly as you can. And you can see it's coming together. It's pretty hot, but I can handle it fine. All right, that is pretty well mixed, and yet still hot, still warm. So I'm going to let it sit in the bowl for a while to cool down, and then I will dump it onto the counter and knead it once it's cooled down. And at that point I can knead in essential oils and glitter if I like. Okay, so now we're going to dump the Play-Doh onto our work surface, or put it on our work surface, and knead it, which will finish thoroughly mixing all the ingredients together. And at this point, if it's slightly goopy, you can add a little bit of flour. It depends on how much water you added. Sometimes it's hard to measure exactly when you're working quickly. And if you want to add some essential oils, you can do that now, and you can also add glitter now. I'm going to go ahead and add both. This is peppermint essential oil, but you can use any essential oil. And it just adds a really lovely extra sensory dimension to the Play-Doh. So I'm going to add some essential oil. I'm also going to add some of this white glitter. And this is a step that kids really like to do. Now just fold the Play-Doh over that, and then just knead it in as much as possible. And you have a nice big ball of Play-Doh to play with, to model with, to poke things into. And you can make other colors. You can make a different batch for each color. Or if you prefer, you can make one batch of white Play-Doh and then divide it up and knead in the food coloring just as you kneaded in the essential oils or the glitter. Oh, let me add one more thing. Okay, so this Play-Doh will store. You can keep it for a few months. Store it in a plastic bag or a Tupperware container or a glass jar, something airtight at room temperature. So when we like to put our Play-Doh in mason jars, we also like to gift our Play-Doh in mason jars. This is a smaller sort of gift size. If I were to store our Play-Doh, I might put it in a larger jar or in a freezer bag. But if I'm going to gift Play-Doh, we like to put, wow, that was kind of a large ball. A couple different colors of Play-Doh, perhaps a second color, purple or white or green on top. And then put the lid of the mason jar, a piece of fabric, or a gift label, and then seal it up. And that's a nice, nice presentation for your Play-Doh and also a great way to store your Play-Doh.